Welcome to Gene and Mike do the New York Times crossword.
Hi, I'm Jean.
And I'm Mike. And today we are doing the crossword for Sunday, September 15th, 2024. So, on a day that is 2 days after the Ides of September, did you do the crossword?
I did.
And was it an ideal crossword?
It was, I would classify this as a pleasant surprise puzzle.
A pleasant surprise. Was that because of the theme or was that because of the degree of difficulty?
It was a little bit of both.
Oh, fine. Was it more, well, please elaborate.
Well, it was just a pleasant way to spend a Sunday afternoon doing the puzzle. And I did enjoy the theme, but it was one of those very rare times when I put the last letter in and it said solved.
Gasp.
So that was the best part of all.
Mm-hmm.
So,
nice.
And actually took me a little less time than it usually did. And that was even when I was kind of dozing through part of it because I was kind of tired.
Wow.
But no, enjoyable solve.
Yes, I found this to be this is probably the fastest Sunday. I don't know if this is the fastest Sunday I've done, but it's got to be close to it. And I just knew most of that top third of the crossword. I just tore through.
Wow, because that was the other pleasant surprise was I was a little worried when I first started because I'm like, oh gosh, I'm not getting any of these. Mm-hmm. But eventually I hit my stride and I had to go back to the top and fill it in. But yeah.
As you know, I sort of alternate between acrosses and downs just to sort of try and get footholds. And that worked pretty successfully. I mean, like 6 across, Jane Goodall's subject. And that was a chimp. Mm-hmm. I mean, I knew that was pretty straightforward.
I was like, well, ape? I didn't know it was chimp. I thought apes. But apes, of course, didn't fit.
Right, because it was 5 letters, yes.
Chimp.
One thing that was a mystery to me was 14 across. Butter up, and the answer was gas.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
I was going to research that because gas up is to butter?
I don't know. I didn't understand that.
A mystery. Listeners, help us out. What does it mean why is butter up gas? Well, actually, so the
butter is equivalent to gas up.
Yeah, I mean, cars...
Or maybe it's saying that butter up, like if you butter up someone, you flatter them.
You gas them?
You gas them? I don't think so.
I don't know.
I quite understand that. So...
Tis a mystery. Mm-hmm. But we have listeners who will probably tell us what it's all about. Crosswordpodcast at iCloud.com is where you can send those revelations, or you can send us something via fan mail. Just click on the link in the show notes. Yeah. But I found that intriguing. 10 down was liberal arts major, abbreviation, and it was Psy, or Psy, I guess, for psychology.
That's correct.
I wonder if we have a lot of psychology majors. Any psychology majors out there? Let us know. Crosswordpodcast at iCloud.com.
Mm-hmm. That was a very popular major when I was in college.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I've never taken a psychology course.
No kidding.
Nope.
Wow.
I've done research with someone who's a psychologist. Well, I mean, he's a professor, but he teaches psychology. That's as close as I've gotten.
I had to take several psychology courses because I got a degree in education. So I had to take basic psych and child psych and ed psych and social psych. I took a lot of psych. Mm-hmm.
Of course, I got a degree in not taking psychology courses, and so I aced that. I was surprised by 31 across. 31 across being, okay, so that was one of the themed answers, and we'll talk about the theme, and it was actually spell book, ? And it was Merriam-Webster.
Right.
I was surprised by the number of R's in Merriam-Webster.
Oh.
I wanted it to be Meriam Webster.
No. Miriam.
But I had most of Webster, and it's like, well, something's got to bridge this extra square here. Mm-hmm. So I threw in an extra R because I figure an extra I would be ridiculous.
Yes.
And so now I know Miriam has 2 R's in it.
That's correct.
I'm still recovering from that. As long as we're sort of dancing around the theme here, why don't you talk about that theme?
Okay. The name of the puzzle was One for the Books. And the theme involved a number of clues, the answer of which were the titles of books. And they created a kind of fun pun each time. So, for example, 21 across, record book, and that was High Fidelity, like high fidelity record. And as you said before, 31 across was a spell book, and that was Merriam-Webster, Webster's Dictionary. Then we had 46 across, green book, and that was The Wealth of Nations. Then we had 65 across, which was a logbook, and that was The Giving Tree. My favorite was 83 across, yearbook, and that was 1984. And then 97 across, rule book was a Game of Thrones.
Yep, like that
and
one.
And finally, scrapbook, Frankenstein. So it's very clever plays on words there.
The book that I recognized the least was High Fidelity. Do you know that book?
I don't know what it's about, but I've heard of it, yes.
Okay. I guess I somehow missed that. I mean, I've heard of course, Merriam-Webster, The Wealth of Nations. I mean, that's an economics book by somebody famous.
Yeah.
I don't know The Giving Tree.
Yeah, that's a children's book.
Oh, okay.
Although it's good for adults too. But yeah.
I've just been listening to 1984. Great book.
Yes.
And of course, Game of Thrones. I tried reading it. I think I got through page 6. And Frankenstein I've read. But
I think I would just be lost in a Game of Thrones. It was just too many characters. I mean,
right.
If all the characters in the TV show were in the book, I'd be like, huh?
Well,
after 6 pages, I'd be like, huh?
I think there are a lot of books. I think there's not just one. So
I know, but still, a lot of characters.
it is easier to keep track of them in the television show because you can, you've got the faces there to sort of reinforce who's who.
Face, but and I just watch snippets of the show on Facebook and stuff. But it's like it seemed like it was a cast of thousands. So.
Probably. Let's see here. What else? I liked the clue for 18 across was scintillae as opposed to scintillas. They got the plural right, and the answer was traces.
Yes.
And we had the very corny 35 down, that being waste product, where waste is spelled W-A-I-S-T, and it was belt.
That's right. I did find that rather amusing.
And this crossword is by Amy Lucido. I didn't think she'd be a really good generator of dad jokes, but she did fine there.
Yep.
And actually, 51 across, placed on a peg, was teed.
I know. I put hung.
Yes.
You hang something on a peg.
Sure.
But no, it was teed.
Yep, different.
Wrong kind of peg there.
Yes.
So.
And then we had lead into sphere. 48 down was hemi. That wasn't too difficult.
Yep.
50 across. I bet I know what you put down for that one first. Talent finder, agent.
Oh no, I didn't.
What?
I had no idea.
Oh, so you just waited? Really?
Well, and I had the 35 down. I had the 8. No, I didn't have the H. What did I have? I think I had the ER. Yeah, that's all I had was the ER.
Okay.
Like, what? Yeah. So,
Well, 38 down was high degree, and usually that's nth.
yes.
So that would have given you the H.
Right. Once I filled that in, then I thought, I think it's higher. And the one the I there in higher crossed with 39 down, plant also known as coffee weed. And boy, I had the C, and I thought it kind of looks like cacao, but it wasn't that wasn't long enough. And then I thought, well, maybe, I was trying to think, what could it be? And then I was thinking it was some kind of a grass or something. Turned out it was chicory.
Mm-hmm.
Chicory. So, which makes sense. Coffee weed. I do think that they did make coffee out of chicory. Like when people couldn't get coffee, they make it out of chicory. So
see, I don't even really know what chicory is.
Well, it's an herb.
Okay.
And
that's what I thought.
Mm-hmm, you can use it to flavor food, but I think it was used as a substitute for coffee. So it makes sense to call it coffee weed.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That Y of chicory ran into 75 across, the clan of the cave bear heroine, and I had it was 4 letters starting with an A and ending with an A, so I assumed it had to be Anna.
Yes.
But it turned to be Ayla.
Ayla. And I do believe we've had that before, and I always forget it. So
75 across is not a debut.
No.
And in fact, it has shown up a total of 17 times. Mm-hmm. First in 1994.
Wow.
So
before my solving of crosswords.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. The debut answers that we had here were high fidelity, food waste, the wealth of nations, the giving tree, and let's see, 71 down, the beehive, or maybe it's the bayhive, and the Swifties for 2. Fandoms.
Fandom, yes.
That was an interesting answer there.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Credit card lure was no fees, 74 down.
I got that right away.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's what they all say. No fee.
See, I was trying to decide if it was no fee or low fee, spelled L-O.
Oh, no. It's always no fee. I imagine credit cards that charge fees are probably not very popular because so many of them don't charge fees.
Well, they're already charging 3% to the vendors. So it's really sort of a ripoff, I think. I will stop editorializing now in case we have any credit card execs listening in. 79 down, a Tyrannosaurus Rex's was nearly 17 inches long, and I had it starting with E, and I thought maybe it was I, but it turned out to be egg.
Yes.
17 inches long.
A big egg.
That's a big egg. Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, they were huge, so
that's true.
Everything's proportional.
I would imagine other dinosaur eggs were quite large too. Mm-hmm.
80 down, hold your horses was woe. I had to figure out how to spell woe.
Whoa.
I went for W-O-A-H.
And? Was that right? I can't remember.
No, it was not. It's W-H-O.
W-H-O-A, yes. Right. Yeah, that's how you spell woe.
It sounds like a radio station. And W-H-O-A, radio.
No, that's how you say woe to a horse.
Really?
They know how.
What if you say woe? What if you say woe? What if you say woe, W-O-A-H? Does it speed up?
Woa like that, it probably wouldn't know what to do.
No. Woa, I mean, actually, so the correct answer is spelled W-H-O-A.
That's correct.
That looks like hua to me.
Oh.
Hua.
Woa.
And woa would be woa. Yeah, W-O-A-H would be woa.
Do you pronounce all words the way they look?
I'm one of those literalists when it comes to the English language. So, no, I haven't ridden a horse lately, so this is probably a moot point, but I would like to tell the horse the right thing.
Uh-huh.
Or it'll probably just will fall off, so it'll be a moot point for that reason as well. Uh-huh. I liked 106 down, like a dryer trap, linty.
Uh-huh.
That was cute.
Yeah.
Did you know 101 down, Hudson of the Ghostbusters movies, Ernie?
Yes.
Ernie Hudson?
Ernie Hudson, yeah.
I had no idea who that was.
Oh, that was the 4th guy that they hired.
Really?
Uh-huh.
I can't even...
And he was on the end that goes, I love New York. Oh.
Yeah, I don't remember it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was, they were so busy they had to hire an extra guy.
Oh.
And that was, I can't think what his name was. I know his name was Ernie Hudson, but I can't remember the name of the character he played.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm.
We had 76 across. Sebastian the Blank, University of Miami mascot. Ibis.
Yes.
I thought it was going to be Fanatic again.
Oh. Yeah, I'd like to see that mascot.
Well, your wish may be granted sooner than you expect. 99 down was sort of surprising. Onward, fourth.
Fourth, yes. Yes.
I guess that's right.
You go forth, you go
right.
onward, yes. Mm-hmm.
Or you go fifth, something like that.
Uh-huh. I found a 118 kind of interesting.
Which direction?
Host,
118 across, okay.
Across, yeah. Late night host who once wrote for The Simpsons. O'Brien. It must be Conan O'Brien.
Sure.
Huh. I didn't know he wrote for The Simpsons.
I can believe it.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right.
Lots of fun clues and answers. And
I think so.
Cute theme and good job for Sunday.
Yep. This was, again, Amy Lucido. It is her 17th crossword, and she started in 2010.
Wow.
This is her third Sunday. It looks like her most popular day thus far has been Tuesday. She's done 5 Tuesdays, but she's worked all her way up to Friday. She's done 4 Fridays.
Wow.
She just has one more day to go, and then she'll have got the whole week covered. So, come on, Amy, write a really hard crossword. We know you've got it in you. If you can do a Friday, you can do a Saturday. So, all right. Well, that is it for today. Thanks, everyone, for listening. We'll be back again with our cutting-edge analysis of tomorrow's crossword tomorrow.
Bye-bye.